you the latest on the tariffs. President Trump told reporters that he is resetting the table with his tariff on China, but believes that ultimately both sides will actually reach a deal. He was heard telling reporters that I'm sure we'll be able to get along very well. I have great respect for President Xi. This is something that, remember, President Trump has said time and again. I have great respect for President Xi, but China is taking advantage of the United States and it needs to end. Listen in to what he said.
Well, we'll see what happens with China. We would love to be able to work a deal. They've really taken advantage of our country for a long period of time. They've ripped us off beyond anybody, nobody. How people stood for it, sitting in my position, is not even believable. And we're talking about many presidents, not just a couple. But they did, and all we're doing is putting it back in shape. We're resetting the table, and I'm sure that we'll be able to get along very well. I have great respect for President Xi. He's been, in a true sense, he's been a friend of mine for a long period of time, and I think that we'll end up working out something that's very good for both countries. I look forward to it.
My colleague Rishabh is on the broadcast with us with the details of how this could play out. Although, Rishabh, it's important to mention that unpredictable is also an understatement when it comes to President Trump. We never know what's going to come next, because he said that he was going to stay firm on his decision to have reciprocal tariffs. Suddenly there was a U-turn, but China was not spared. He said those who are on the negotiating table are welcome, but not the others. And clearly this has gone too far now. 145% is currently what the rate is at. What can be expected next? Because even China says that it's time for the World Trade Organization to also step in.
Well, Pratibha, as we have been talking, that this is something where the major question is who will blink first. Whoever blinks first will take a step back. It could be Beijing, it could be Washington. And as of now, it is very difficult to say who will definitely blink first, given that, there are tariffs that are being put on Chinese Chinese goods that are being imported inside the United States, and 145% tariff on them. But what are these tariffs on? These tariffs are on actually critical minerals, elements that are used for chips. So companies like Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, all of these companies will be affected because of this tariff war. And slowly and steadily, both the countries will have to come on negotiating table. United States do understand that with this tariff, Beijing will be under pressure. But Beijing also understands that without imports from China, United States and its industry will be at the receiving end. And hence, Beijing is not ready to blink as of now. So both the sides are actually now waiting for the other one to take a step back, and that's the reason that we are seeing the clashes of ego between Beijing and Washington right now. While Donald Trump says that Xi Jinping is a dear friend, but the way both the leaders have not opened a communication channel even after all this that has happened since April 2nd is something which is very, very astonishing.
Okay, all right. Rishabh, thank you for joining us with those details. Like you mentioned, we never know what could happen next, who will blink first. And interestingly, President Trump said that President Xi Jinping is a good friend, but he said China continues to take advantage of the United States. But it also seemed like President Trump was holding on to hope that there could be a deal between United States and China. He said that there could be a good deal, which means that there is a possibility that talks could go on, and that would be helpful, of course, for the entire world, because it would help the world economy. But with that, let's shift our attention now to some breaking updates coming in.